Myself Ganesh, I'm a sculptor. I'm coming from the creative community. We are doing a series of an artwork. The motto is we encouraging artists and art expression to share to the public.
Okay,
So
that's
in this
good.
process, yeah, we came here. We wonderful to see your artworks here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, now maybe we would like to know about you. What was your art journey? What are the how you started in this journey to become an artist?
I'm Praveena Parepalli. I did my master's in engineering in United States, and I worked for a while in US. Art has always been there since childhood. I was always sketching or painting, and during my stint in US, like whenever there was a possibility, I would attend some workshops and increase my practice. And I was always regularly practicing even while working and doing my master's also. After moving back to India, we moved back in 2008, and after that, I decided to pursue art full time. And later on, life took on, and there was a gap for a couple of years. So, and but it was the practice was always on, and from past decade, I've been exhibiting regularly. Last 3 years, I've been focusing more on the artwork that I want to create. Before it was more about commissions and different medium. I'm a multimedia artist basically. But 3 years ago, I made a conscious choice to focus on the artwork that I want to create that would interest me. And the medium of choice was charcoal. So from past 3 years, that's what I've been working in charcoal. And major series has been wildlife and Indian rivers.
Here I'm seeing the different subjects are here. The primary, as you mentioned, charcoal and water technique, watercolor treatment. I'm seeing. Now we would like to know about, in your words, so how how you started the process from the concept to execution. Could you explain?
For Indian rivers is a very heavily researched art series. So once I decide on the river that I want to work on, I read about the river, then I note down what are the elements that interest me, and if there's a focus on if there's a difference of landscapes, and in the artwork what I would like to project into the piece, because rivers are huge, and getting it into one artwork is not like you can't do that, so you have to pick and choose. So for me it's more like a puzzle pieces, and what are the things that I want to show. I focus on how they start and how they end, and talk on the importance of the river running its full course, and the importance of the river reaching the ocean, which now most of it's not there in most of the rivers, because of the dams, excessive dams and all. So through my artwork, what I'm trying to explore as a person, and what I'm trying to start a dialogue around is the importance of the rivers. They have to run their full course, and there's a reason for them running full course and all, and which is not, we take it for granted. Mainly we take the flow of the river for granted, and it has its effects. The more I explore, I don't see that balance, and I try to get that onto the artwork, what I wish, as a person, what could be there and what still can be saved. And in the series, if you see, there will be a burning effect, and what I do is I first compose, I finish the artwork, and once the artwork is over, I decide which areas I would like to burn, and I burn those areas, and then I stick them. So this is like what I'm trying to say here is, from my perspective, it is, we have destroyed a lot, but there's a lot that can be saved still. So still there's hope. So that's what I'm trying to.
Quite interesting, you touched like the point. The rivers are the primary things in human civilization.
Yeah.
And now, what was the state of the rivers and how you are taking care?
Yeah.
And other side, you're bringing to those subjects using a charcoal and water technique.
Yeah.
Bringing to on canvas. So quietly interesting. So much of mediums are there, but I would like to know about why you choose
Why
this.
charcoal? See, after we moved back in 2008, after we moved back to India, like my experience in US when I was attending workshops and all, charcoal was not just it's my favorite medium, and what I've observed in US is it's valued a lot. But for my surprise, when I came to India, I chose to stay at home to pursue, like, I was not interested in going for a corporate job and all. And I chose to stay at home and try to figure out how I can get into the art space, because I don't have a mentor and all. It's all like, self-paced and learning for my mistakes and all. But what I've observed is, like, when a woman chooses to stay at home, I'm talking about the society, I'm not talking about family.
Yeah.
Society wise, like, she's not valued that much, and it was a surprise to me because I work very hard. Though I chose to stay at home, there are a lot of responsibilities, and that hard work is very under acknowledged. That's what I observed. And when I got into art space, and especially like when I started exploring more with charcoal, what I've observed is, with the shows and all, when I started, it was, charcoal is not in India, charcoal is not a valued medium much. That's what I observed. It's my personal experience. I shouldn't pass a blanket statement. But there, so I could relate to it. Like, charcoal is an amazing medium, but it's not valued that much. And when I chose to stay at home, I was not that valued. Like, I was looked down upon. So I could relate to charcoal being looked down upon as a medium in art, and me choosing to stay at home and the society looking down upon me because I did that. I could connect to that. And it kind of became I wanted to create more artwork in charcoal itself and see where it takes me and what the kind of artwork I can create with charcoal. And I have evolved a lot, both as a person and as an artist through the medium.
You beautifully explained, the two things. One is the raw material of charcoal, definitely is a growing and recognizing people. Other side, a woman, expressing, especially society like in India, so they're taking advantage, is expressing your expression in art forms. It's a beautifully explained. And other side, I'm seeing a lot of experiment you did here. That was a burning, you said, as we're quite interested. And same, others are artworks are represented. Could you explain about what kind of?
Me personally, what draws me is when I create artwork, I'm not comfortable like boxing it, and like when I create composition also, I prefer letting the artwork take its own form. So sometimes I start and it expands, and so even like these are like annual cutouts that I've been lately doing. It's from a creativity standpoint, it excites me, and it pushes me to composing a painting. In that, it's not easy. So for me as an artist also, it pushes me. If you see, I sold one painting actually, but that painting had all the different cats in India that are there. I had a tiger cut out, and it had different cats and different landscapes and all. If you see, there's a composition also in here. So for me, it's exciting to create that composition in the cutouts. And if you see there also, like on the bear, like it's a story related to Brahmaputra river. So these are the things that they excite me, because they're not standard shapes. You have to think a lot, and I'm kind of a curious cat.
No, we would like to see, here, different experiment of works. Could you explain about what was the work and what about from this
Like
vintage image?
uh, in December when I came to India, I was very surprised with the stretch of boulders that were gone. So I wanted to create artworks related to boulders. So all the artworks related to boulders here that are there, that they come from a very emotional space. And when I was researching for the subject, how should I depict? During one of the art retreats, I came across the vintage foam. So when I saw that, all I could think about is how far are we from boulders becoming antiques. So that's the reference image for this. If you see, like I've depicted it in shape of boulders, and it's not just the wildlife that's going, but also the memories. If you see, even as humans, we have very close association with boulders, and unfortunately, like we are going to lose everything, and we probably underestimate what we are losing. And if you see, like this part, like it's the outer ring road of Hyderabad, which I have connected to, like the stretch that's going because of road construction and urbanization is very insane. And what I feel is, like, yes, I'm not against progress. Progress will be there, but like there is no balance. I don't see a balance. It's just like they're going at a very insane speed. So it's very disheartening also.
Yeah, that's true. Urbanization is and modernity we'll keep in mind, but we are losing a lot of things.
If you see this painting, like this is like Kohinoor, we know, right? Kohinoor was found in India. Like I've depicted the top boulder in shape of Kohinoor. This is in shape of Hyderabad outer ring road, and like Hyderabad outline. We are not realizing the value of the real Kohinoors of Hyderabad, and we are losing our own identity.
True.
Because the landscape is all going, and boulders have a huge, they are the identity of Hyderabad also. So,
Could you explain about this work?
see, this was sparrows on the strings, like when we dry clothes, was a very common sight during my childhood, and we don't see that anymore. So, for me, it's like our boulders also going in the same direction. So, that's what I feel like.
Yeah. Evidently showing this, your curiosity, break the rules, do the new experiments, and the combination of painting and cutout is unusual shape, not the traditional shape of rectangle or square.
Yeah.
But this one interesting point that you bringing social subjects and those into art. So how appreciation you are getting in terms of two ways. One is how people are appreciation, and other side sustainable of the sales.
I have amazing conversations whenever I exhibit my work. So that definitely resonates, that people are connecting. Because my art practice is also a little bit unconventional, but it is. People do stop, they do talk. I have wonderful conversations with people, and sales-wise also, like I did not get when I got into this space, I was very sure that it's not. You can't. I can't be like. This is not a space where I got in to make money. I was clear about that. It was more about creating the artworks that I want to do, and I see. And I had to have patience. And I knew that beforehand itself, that like I had to give it some time and have patience. And yes, I am getting visibility. It's a slow process, but yes, does get appreciation is there, and the people who buy the artwork also, they buy it with a lot of affection. They relate to it. So yes, it's you need to have. I've learned that I need to have patience. So
great. It was inspiring. Like woman, one is and expressing and your thoughts, taking a social subject and the day-to-day life of Mandan, and all things are putting in painting, and your our conversation is giving thoughts like, anybody really interested, and
Thank you.
maybe not about the art background, it's a self-taught artist can do many things. That was just inspiring. So in the same way, the people like you want to come to this art field as a profession. So
Yeah.
what was the advices from you?
Advices is you need to have patience.
Patience.
A lot. And if you assume that from my experience, I can only talk about my experience, and my way of thinking is a bit unconventional. So I don't, I create artwork, but I am very clear in my head that the monetary aspect of it can't be in the top priority. So I don't keep it in the top priority. So the way I think is also a little bit unconventional. But like from my experiences, if you're thinking like in terms of monetary basis and all, then you have to have patience, and it's a long road and it's a tough road. You need to have the patience to go that journey and experience and be okay with it. Accept that it's going to be a tough road.
Yeah. That was just a good insight. First, patience and your passion, and you
Yeah.
bring into it. Take it slow, but definitely
Yeah.
you can get that what value there.
Yeah, and you have to value your artwork as well. Like, as what I have seen from my experiences, I have started selling from the time I have started valuing my own artwork. So,
You mentioned that you lived in United States,
Yeah.
and now in India.
Yeah.
So have you find any cultural differences and enjoying the art? I mean, maybe what was the response? Maybe you visited some galleries in United States,
Yeah.
and also now you're artist and doing exhibit in India. Have any differences?
See, when I was in US, I did not exhibit.
Oh,
It was only like I used to attend workshops and I used to go and visit galleries and all. But I did exhibit once, but that was very long time ago. So I can't compare both spaces. Exhibiting and all, it has been only in India, and the experience has definitely been very encouraging. Like,
thank you for the interesting insights and telling about story about how you became an artist, and
Thank you.
a lot of insights to the young artist also. We wish more success.
Thank you
And
so
we're
much.
expecting a beautiful works from your end.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your conversation.
Thank you.